Hey, this is Jimmy Fallon, and you're watching Comedy Matters.
Hey, so this is Jeffrey Gurian for Comedy Matters, and I'm backstage at Gotham Comedy Club with Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy, you killed it tonight.
Oh, Jeffrey, you're so nice. Come on.
No, you absolutely killed it tonight. You know, the audience had the rare opportunity of having two headliners.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because they usually have like three guys and then the headliner. And
Did you see Robin was there?
Robin who?
Robin Williams is here.
I didn't say. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he saw you do the impression.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
great,
amazing. Your Robin impression is unbelievable.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Yes, thank you. Yes. He was just here before, and it was cool because he saw Bobby was on. And he was like, then I saw you were on too, so I figured, oh, I might as well come. But I was. What happened was I called up Chris Mazzilli, owns the club, and I want to get back on the road and get back out there. So I was a little rusty. I haven't done it in like a year or so. I said, do you mind if I go out? I'll even do like a Saturday matinee. I'll do like Saturday at 12 in the afternoon and just do my set and leave. He's like, no, we'll talk about it. He goes, we have Bobby Slayton this week, so maybe we just go on before him. I'm like, oh my God, I love Bobby. So I said, well, let him know I play the guitar, and because I'm kind of a guitar act and I sing songs, and so I don't want to screw up.
You do everything, not just the guitar and sing songs. I mean, you're like one of those quadruple threats, quintuple.
I don't dance. That's the one thing I don't.
That's the one thing I was going to ask you. Do you dance?
Encore. I come out on the encore. I teach people how to Dougie when I come back out. But Bobby was like, whatever, of course, I don't care about falling like a guitar. Go ahead, come on, it'll be great. So it was really nice of him to let me go up. But Buddy Fitzpatrick was great too, and I just came yesterday and came tonight, and that was fun. You get the rhythm, it's like I'm sweating a little bit, but it's still, you get that rhythm after the first couple jokes, and it's like, all right, now we're driving, now we're in second gear, and just keep going. Well,
your stuff is so physical, though. I mean, you move a lot on stage. It's not just stand-up. You do everything. I mean, it's like, were you originally a musician?
I wasn't. I love music. I was originally, I think I started just doing impressions. I was an impressionist, and I wanted to be like the next Dana Carvey, who was my favorite on Saturday Night Live, and I just loved his impressions, and I wanted to do, so I would do like, Casey Kasem and Bill Cosby, and so my mother heard about a contest on the radio to go to this local comedy club, Bananas, in Poughkeepsie, and do an impression if whoever.
Is that where you were from originally? You lived upstate?
Yeah, I'm from Saugerties, yeah. Okay. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and I was raised in Saugerties, New York. It was upstate by Woodstock and Kingston and Poughkeepsie.
The home of comedy. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, oh my gosh, they have nothing but comedy.
Right, exactly.
But so I went to this club, and they want to see if you do an impression. Everyone got like I think 2 minutes to do impressions, and so I did instead of one impression, I did a list of impressions of people doing a commercial for these troll dolls, which became my act for the next 10 years or whatever.
Which is my hair, basically.
Yeah, exactly. We could have been a great two-man act. We should have been on the road. Why did we meet earlier? It's so silly.
It's not too late.
All right, let's
because I think I know a guy who has a late-night TV show. We could do that.
Okay, I can make this happen. Yeah. You make a call?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah. I think he's in town, by the way.
So I did that bit, and I won the contest. And I was 17 years old, and I think I won like $700. And to a 17-year-old, is like.
Yeah, it's like zillions.
That's your salary for the year. Yeah. So I freaked out. I go, I can't believe I made $700 in 2 minutes. This is crazy. I don't know why it was 700. I think maybe it was a radio station number or something. But then I started entering talent shows and stuff like that, and then adding guitar in my act, so I do impressions of music stuff as well as impressions of celebrities.
Which is really harder to do, I think, than voices, doing a singing impression. How long does it take you to get an impression down? Like, how do you even work on something like that? From a record, you play it over and over again?
Yeah, I think it's like I have one of those things where if I hang around with people enough, I just start acting like them. So if I hang around with you enough, I'll start doing impersonations of you without even knowing it.
It's a frightening thing.
Or it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But I mean, like, then you pick up different nuances and stuff like that. Like I can show you, like if I have like if you do Neil Young, you can do.
Your Bob Dylan, by the way, just killed. I mean, it's so accurate as your Gilbert. Gilbert is my favorite comedian in the world. I closed my eyes and I thought he was in the room. He's always been my favorite comedian.
Yeah.
Always.
Affleck.
Yeah.
He goes this, but like Neil Young, like. Wait, no, that's Bob Dylan. No, that's Bob Dylan. I'm trying to go like. And then it's gonna be like, it's a story all about how my life got flipped, turned up. And his harmonica is more melodic, and then Bob Dylan is different because he kind of just picks the highest note of the harmonica and just blows it. So he's just like. New boy in the neighborhood, you know, whatever. So it's like that. So, but I hear those little things, and I go like, oh, that's the difference between those two harmonicas, you know, and just, you know, and we got great writers, you know, on our show, you know, because everyone could kind of do a Bob Dylan impression, I guess. But my writer, Mike DeCenzo, his name is, he thought of the idea to do Bob Dylan singing Charles in Charge theme song. So I mean, that's
it struck me because Scott Baio is an old friend of mine. We actually did a movie together, and I'm like, why would you use that reference of all things?
Charles in Charge. That was fantastic. Yeah. So I mean, the audience, it worked. It was fun to do it tonight. But it's like, yeah, it was like, it kind of sounded like a Dylan song a little bit. It's like, Charles in charge of our days and our nights. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our rays. You know, and so we just started laughing around the office and goofing around. And
you just brought me back to the 60s, like in a second. It's amazing how that happens. I mean, that was Dylan.
The guitar, oh my
God.
Exactly.
You did Dylan better than Dylan. I mean, that's like...
He doesn't even do it. He's thinking of he's got a new impression now about Dylan. He does somebody else.
You out Dylan.
That's amazing. But it was fun.
The show's 2.5 years old now, right? Can you believe that? 2.5 years?
It went fast, right? Because I saw you right before we did it, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Exactly.
We're so nervous, but it's going great. We got nominated for 3 Emmy Awards this year, which is like, we couldn't believe it. Like, we all thought we were going to get no nominations, and, you know, and we're just like, you know, I'm just so proud of my show anyway, and we're happy with our show, so we don't really, you know, need award or any recognition, but...
I remember that night when I saw you just before the show started. Yeah, we were at that event on the West Side. Yeah, some big event, and it was fun, and we were talking about that, and yeah, it was just before the show started.
But once we got nominated, I went in, my wife called me and said, she was screaming, she goes, because I was like, I'm not going to watch, but of course I tried to watch on Ustream, and the computer froze, so I didn't even get to my thing, so she called and she goes, you got nominated, and I go, oh my God, and then all of my emails just started coming on my iPhones. It was like, you know, holy shit was the subject line of like 30% of them. But we got into work and people were hugging each other and crying, and it was like really emotional. It was like, it was a really good feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, because you never really, I thank people as much as I can on my show, but this is a way of really just, you get to be overly, we're a bunch of mushes over on our late night.
Oh, that's nice, but I mean, it's such an honor, first of all, and it must have been so hard when you first started, right, to have your own late night show. There must be so much pressure.
Well, you don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to host a talk show. I don't know. I've never done it before. I don't have a history of doing it. I've never, probably your first couple of interviews, you're probably like, it's not the greatest thing.
Exactly. You're not sure what to say, and you don't know how to proceed, and I
watched a lot of Larry Sanders, and I read.
I saw Gary Shandling in Montreal this past weekend.
Genius.
I did an interview with him. It was great.
He's brilliant. I love him so much. He's a genius. So I mean, Larry Sanders is actually what a talk show is like. It's insane how accurate that show is.
Really,
it's insane.
Captured.
It really does. It's phenomenal. He's I was, if anyone is getting their own talk show, I would say check out Larry Sanders on DVD.
Those of you out there who are in line for your own talk show. Right?
Exactly. You never know. I mean, everyone's getting them now. So it's like, but that was that, and I watched a bunch of Jack Parr, and of course Johnny Carson, and Dick Cavett has a great book. Dick Cavett is great to me. He called me my first show, and they said, so he said, Jimmy, Dick Cavett's on the line for you. I'm like, for real? Like,
and you thought it was you imitating Dick Cavett.
Yeah, I was like, I can't even.
Is this me?
Yeah, Fred Norris does a great Dick Cavett. Oh my God, it's amazing. But he said he was great. It gave me great advice. One thing he said is he goes, enjoy those little silences in the interview. He goes, because if you stop, it's the silences in between ideas, like thoughts, like that. Yeah, like that. As I'm saying, that's the thing where you get really interesting, and people start saying what they want to say, and he goes, those little moments right there are just phenomenal.
It's like how a comic has to learn on stage not to worry if it's quiet for a minute. When you first start performing, you think you have to fill every moment of space, and sometimes it's the silences that make it more powerful. Plus, you have to pause to let the audience laugh. Hopefully.
Yeah, you got to throw your pauses in there. Yeah, you can't just have like laugh. You got to just stop. Whatever, even if it's a song, whatever you're doing, you always have to wait. Little pieces in there. You find them the more you do it. That's why I'm doing these shows, and I'm grateful to Gotham and everyone here because, I just got to get the rhythm back. I mean, have a rhythm of monologue jokes, you know, on the show, and I have rhythm talking to people. But when you're doing your act, you know,
stand-up is a whole different thing, right?
Well, I mean, you have your whole. This just. You have your whole like act just like laid out, like what you're gonna do.
Set list. Do you use a set list? Is that what you pulled out?
Yeah, so I do. Yeah, so I have a set list here. So I go like Grease, into GPS, into weight loss, into wedding, Bob Dylan, you know, thank you notes, and you know, so I go over it over and over in my head, and then, you know, like you do before you do a gig, you know, you just pace back and forth in the dressing room. You know, somebody brings you chicken fingers. You know, it's the whole thing is so fun. But tonight was especially fun because Bobby was in here. We were just talking. And then Robin came down because he's doing a movie with De Niro or something, and he's in.
Nice. That is so great.
Cool.
But you didn't know till you got here that he was coming?
No, not at all. Yeah, totally. He's like, oh, I just figured it out. I got to see Slayton. So it was like, then you're here too. So we were all just sitting here just talking about different gigs and stuff like that.
Slayton was thrilled. I was with him in Montreal this past weekend. He goes, I'm headlining Gotham. Jimmy Fallon's coming. I'm like, what?
Up. I was like, dude, I had to open up. Like, do you mind? I'd love to open up for you. He's the greatest. The Bulldog. The Bulldog.
Excited. And I'm like, oh, I'm definitely coming for that.
I mean, gosh, he's just one of the greatest. I mean, he's a pro.